Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and great day, friends. Okay, so now I'm on live FB. I want to wait a few seconds to just see those who comes on. I just wait a few seconds. If you can hear me and if you can see me, just put some comments below. Show me that you're there so I can start. Okay, yep. Susanna Samad is on. Matthew is watching. Muhammad Abdul Kadir. Guo Liang Zhu, I hope I pronounced your name right. Adi Ismail. And my beloved wife Mushida is also watching. So okay, today actually I'm trying something new. I'll be sharing from the heart. There's absolutely no script, right? Because I want to make sure that it's from the heart about how you actually attract abundance, opportunities, and also get recognition for the work that you do. Okay, basically I don't have a script today, but I just have 4 main areas to cover, right? So the first area is what is attracting abundance, opportunities, getting recognition is so in our lives. And then second is what is actually the true meaning of abundance, opportunities, and recognition. Third is how do I actually get them? How do I get it? Yeah, this is very important because a lot of us know some things are important, but we don't know how to get it. And lastly, the fourth point is how do I make sure that it's long-term success? So it's not only once in a while that things happen, but we want to make sure that what we do is long term. Okay. Let me begin my sharing by sharing why is attracting abundance, opportunities, and recognition so important. Because a lot of people may ask, right? Why do I need to attract abundance, opportunities, or even get recognition? Because I'm already happy in what I do. I'm already satisfied. It's perfectly okay. I mean, people, they are entitled to opinion based on their wherever they are in their life. But from our experience and learning from the most successful people in the world, we know that when we say things like that, we are actually categorized in as a person who is in the comfort zone, right? When we are in the comfort zone, of course, the word comfort, we are comfortable where we are maybe earning good income, we have a comfortable life, we have a good life, we are happy with our family, but we are in the comfort. We don't really create any kind of impact we don't get impact around the world. We'll be in that comfort zone. And I actually did my research on this. When people they research and they ask people at the end of their lives, this is a true research. You can research for yourself, right? They ask people at the end of their lives, how is your feeling? What are you feeling now? And do you have any regrets? And one of the main regrets, you won't believe me, or you believe me, right? Is people say, I did not do what I wanted to do in life. I did not fulfill my purpose. I did not create impact in the world. So for myself, I don't want to be those person to be the one that is actually having regrets at the end of my life that I did not do something with my life. I was very happy with my own circle, right? Create impact. So yeah, for me it'd be very sad, and I'm sure a lot of you may feel the same way, because every human being that we live on this earth, we have a purpose. All of us, we have a purpose to achieve, and we're meant to do something, right? Example that I want to give is, some people say, I don't know my purpose, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, right? But everything in the world has a purpose, right? This handphone that I'm using to do this FB Live has a purpose. The chair I'm sitting on has a purpose. Everything that we have around us has a purpose, right? Especially us human beings, we are so complex, we are so, we are built in such a special way. Don't tell me we don't have a purpose. We do have a purpose, only some of us, we don't know what the purpose is, right? So that brings me to the second part is, what is actually recognition? What is attracting abundance, opportunities, right? Most people, they make the mistake of associating abundance, opportunities, recognition with only physical stuff. Let me give you an example to make it clearer, right? We equate success, all these things that we get is mostly on getting material things like, I want to get that high-paying job, or earn millions in my business. I want to ride that nice sports car, Ferrari, Lamborghini, or whatever it is. Whatever is in your, whatever is what you want, right? I want to have this high-paying job. I want to have the best. I want to have masters, PhD. And I'm telling you, right? There's perfectly nothing wrong with that. It's perfectly okay. Even I do want some of those things, right? But if we only our life is only one dimension, which is only about getting things, right? Getting all these things, material things, and we don't have anything else, then our life will be very empty, right? As you can see, I can give you examples. I'll not mention any names, right? If you see out there in the world, right, we do research on very famous celebrities or people who are earning a lot of money. They're having fame. The people love them, you know. But a lot of them, if you do your own research, you'll find that they are not happy. You know, they come from broken families. Their own family breaks up. They have money, but they're using the money in the wrong way. They are destroying themselves with alcohol, drugs, and all these kind of things. And at the end of their life, some of them, they even commit suicide, right? So if material things is the how to say the formula for success, then why is all these people who have everything but they are not happy and they are actually destroying themselves? So you see, there must be another meaning, right? So abundance and opportunities and recognition is actually based on much bigger than just physical things. It's based on a lot of things. It's like having a holistic and balanced life, right? When you have you earn good money, that's good, right? And then you have good relationship with your family. You are healthy. You know, you are making other people happy. You are contributing to other people. You are creating impact in the world. So that is a part of attracting abundance and opportunities in the world. So, because some people, we actually have the wrong definition. That's why we do not attract it, right? That's one of the reasons why. Right? Another thing is, I talk about recognition, right? Most people, they have a wrong misconception about recognition. Recognition is not promotion. It's not self-promotion, which means, oh, I'm everywhere. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I selfie, then I'm everywhere around the place where people can see me, people know me. Actually, that is not recognition. Right? Recognition is based on you adding value to others. When you add value to others, you improve other people's lives, or whatever you do, then after some time of doing this, then people, outside people, maybe people you know or people you don't know, they recognize you for the work that you do. It can be from the media, it can be an organization that recognizes you, it can be even an individual that recognizes you. That is actually true recognition. When you don't really ask for recognition, you just do your best, you keep on adding value, and then all these opportunities, all this recognition will come to you, right? And for me, I dare share about this because Mushida and I, we have gone through all this. You know, we have gone through all the challenges, the hardships, right? But for us, we focus on adding value to others, no matter how difficult we are in our lives, right? When we are financially well off, it's easy to add value to others. It's easy to give in charity. But the real test is when somebody is in a hardship, they are down, you know, they feel rock bottom, but they can still add value to others. That is the real and authentic person, you know. So the question is, okay, how do I actually attract all this abundance, all these opportunities and recognition? It's not about, let me explain, it's not about self, right? It's about doing something that will lead you to attracting all this. Okay, the first is, let me share, the first point is knowing your why, your purpose, right? I mentioned earlier, like what our purpose is. Some people know it, some people they are still really along your life, you will be able to find your purpose, but only you must, one of the first things Mishra and I do when we do training, right, we talk about what is your why. You know, what makes you up in the morning, you feel energetic, and what do you do, the things that you do every day, it makes you happy. If you are in your workplace or in whatever you do and you're not happy, there's a big chance that you're actually not achieving your purpose. But for people who, no matter what, they're in their workplace, people are not recognizing them in the workplace, no matter how hard they work, they are doing business, and then people are not recognizing them, they do whatever it takes to add value to others, but people are not recognizing them. But they are very patient and they are willing to have delayed gratification, to wait for the thing to come. That is actually a person that is truly on the path to success. That is a person who knows their purpose, they know their why, right? Okay, the second part is, once we know our why, right, we know exactly what is our purpose. Like for me, okay, let me share my purpose is, to serve my Creator in the best possible way, whatever He has given me, knowledge, experience, whatever His wealth He's given me, I want to do it in the best way to serve Him and also to serve humanity. That's my purpose in life. I'm very clear of what I want to do, but I focus a lot on what is my strength, which is God has given me education and a lot of experience, a lot of real life experience, right? I've been through so many hardships in my life. I'm not going to go through all that because it will take a long time. But maybe one day if we meet in a seminar or we meet somewhere, to purchase my book, because I got a book that I tell an overview of my life story. And also, me and Mushida, we are planning to write our story in a book, which our target to publish by next year. It's called Living with Love and Respect. So we will share about our journey, what we went through, the hardships and what we have learned, so that would be another story, right? So, okay, where was I? Purpose, right? Okay, the second thing is you want to attract abundance, opportunities, recognition. You must upgrade yourself. That means you must invest in your self-development. You must upgrade your skills, your competency, and also you must have a positive mindset change. Then you will move on to the next level. Okay, but there is a catch here. Okay, the catch is most people, right? When you set intention, okay, I want to do something, I want to make myself better, right? I want to improve myself. You will go to a series of tests. And me and Mushida, we have gone through this so many times. And if you ask any successful person, right, the moment you set intention that I want to do something better, I want to, impact more lives, I want to create positive impact, then you will go to this, I call it the cycle of pain that you have to go through. It's like a test, like when we want to get a degree in the university, right? We don't get it to just party all night and then we just have fun with our friends without studying, without putting the hard work, without going through some pain. Then we get it. We have to put in the work. We have to go through some pain to be able to actually get what we want to achieve in life. So the pain is actually the formula to achieve what you want to achieve. It's not, I don't say that you purposely go and look for the pain. Okay, KK said, looking forward to get your UR and Mushida's book. Okay, I have the book. Let's meet up and catch up over coffee sometime. And then I can share with you the book and also programs in KL. But only this month we're going to do a program in Singapore, right? So, okay, where was I? Okay, talk about what do we need, right? We need skills, we need competence, we need positive mindset change. And that's how you can upgrade yourself. You have to go through certain pain, and how you actually handle this pain is, a lot of people don't know this, right? Because we know how to handle the pain of going to the next level, wanting to get out of that comfort zone is through what we are doing now, which is through the power of giving, to the mindset of adding value to others, right? So this add value is, let me share with you how you can add value or how you can actually have this power of giving. Power of giving is not about, okay, I have money every month, I'm going to give it to my favorite charity and case closed, right? It's finished there. It's actually not, that's not how it works. It's good to start off with giving money to your favorite charities and all this, but what we found that giving money alone is not enough. Okay, let me share with you why I say that. Because a lot of organizations out there, right? Either whether it's non-profit or it's companies that's creating for a social good, they're doing social work or whatever it is, they're creating impact. If they have a lot of money, they have a lot of capital budget, but if you see the results they produce, they don't really create impact in the world, right? I'm not going to mention any names because I'm not here to badmouth anybody, but this is just my own research and my own observation that I've seen a lot of companies with big bucks, they have a lot of budget, right? They are Fortune 500 companies, but they don't really create impact in the world. They don't even know what's around their community, like what are people suffering, what are the people having the challenges that people face, right? So, okay, I'm just processing right now, so I'm just going to, okay, they don't even know what people are going through, so, and then whereas there are people that I know, even my own friends, my close friends who are doing social work, they are the social enterprises, the NGOs, they are small companies who are struggling, don't have much budget, but they're creating the most impact. So actually it's not about money, it's not about having big bucks to be able to create impact. You can create impact in any way, but as long as you have the intention that I want to create impact, then the doors will be open. Okay, let me share you an example of myself, right? I started doing charity work in 2007, right? So I started doing charity work, and how, like I'm talking about difference between just giving money plus giving money and also spending your wealth and your time going to help others. That is totally two different worlds, and I hope that by able to understand my meaning, right? When we just give money, okay, there's case closed. We don't know what's going to happen to our beneficiaries, whatever it is. We only hope that if we give money to our favorite charity, they give us a report on what's happening. But if we ourselves, right, we go down to the ground and we go and see the people that facing hardships, whether it's refugees, homeless people, people who are the low-income families who are suffering, then you will be able to find transformation. Okay, let me give you an example of my own story, right? In 2013 or 14, if I'm not mistaken, the dates, right? I had a turning point in my life. That's one of the reasons why I started my social enterprise. That day we were featured on Astro Awani Agenda. I was sharing that part of the story, but I couldn't finish it. So maybe I'll just share the story, right? 2013, 2014, we went to do a program for the sex workers in Chowkit area, right? It's a better name for those people who actually have a career of providing sex for money, right? So what happened was, we did program for these ladies, right? And then we were doing the program, and something happened to me that was quite emotional. But every time I share this story, I feel very emotional, because this lady was over 60 plus, right? 60 plus years old. She was telling me, I tried so hard to get out of my this career, but I can't get out. I asked for my family, my friends, and everyone put me down because I'm in this. You know? So she said, I tried so many times, I can't. So I just resort to going back where I am. So she continues her career, charging 10, 20 ringgit per session. So I was so emotional when I heard this story, and I couldn't sleep for so many days. I was crying, I was praying. How can I actually help these people, this lady, and people like this long term? Because by giving food, it does not solve their problem. They have bigger, deeper problems than that, and a lot to do with mindset, a lot to do with education. So I was praying and praying and praying on it. I asked myself, right, how can myself and the society that we live in, the leaders that we have, how can we allow a 60-year-old lady, at that time it was about my late mother's age, allow her to be in this situation where she doesn't want to be, but she's forced to, because she feels that she has no other choice, because nobody go down to the ground and to see her. So that is the power of going down to the ground, meeting the people with your heart, with your sincerity, really getting to know that, and really sincerely to know what is their challenge and their problems. And when we don't do that, we will never really understand what is the people's challenge, their problem. You can't be on top, right? As a leader, you can't be on top and just give money down or ask your other people to do, and then expect changes to happen, and you yourself don't go down to the ground. So the true leaders are people who run the country, people who they actually go down to the ground to help others, right? Mushida always tells me this story about the King of Jordan, right? The King of Jordan, which is Queen Rania's father, right? Father. So he is actually goes down to the ground, not to meet the people, to actually ask them their challenge, their problems. Even though he's a king, he's high stature, but he doesn't have any, any protocol, whatever. He just go down to the ground. People don't recognize him. He just go to the ground to meet the poor people. So for me, that is actually a true leader, right? Another example is, I read I read online about this mayor. He's from the US. I forgot his name. So what he did was, he found out that in this area, a lot of homeless people. So what he did was, he said, okay, we provide shelters and all these places for homeless people, but when he goes and visit the homeless shelter, he said not many homeless actually stay there. The numbers are small compared to the number of homeless there is. So what he did was to find out about what is the actual situation. He actually went down to the ground to become homeless himself. I think a few days he disguised as a homeless person and be in the streets to interact with the homeless and actually get to know them on a heart level. Because if you, as a leader, you go down to the ground, when you are just on an authority level, okay, I go down, I visit the homeless people, I visit refugees, but I have a lot of protocol. There are bodyguards around me, there are people, my entourage. The homeless people, because we have visited homeless people, all this, you won't touch their heart. Right? They will say, oh, this person is just another person at the top trying to pay a courtesy visit, or they might even think, they might even see it's very sad because they are being used by others, you know. So, but if you go down to the ground and you be in their situation, and then you will know. So this mayor did from the US. So what he found out, you'll be amazed at what he found out, right? He actually found out that why the homeless does not want to stay in the shelter, because he said in the shelter there's gangs. Right? There's gangs where there are strong people who actually steal the things. They are drug addicts, and there are more drug addicts in the shelter itself than outside. Can you imagine? So they will, if you are weak, you sleep and you are not aware, they will steal your stuff. And I tell you seriously, right, it happens exact same thing in Malaysia. Exact same thing. We have met homeless people. I've interviewed more than 100 homeless refugees, low-income families. The exact same thing happen when they are in that situation. There are gangs controlling the homeless communities. It's also like a political thing as well. And then the strong will prey on the weak. And then some of them will ensure that the weak will go into drugs. So the moment they are in drugs, they will be stuck. Not many people can have that, and then you can control. So for me is when you actually go down to the ground and you with all your heart and your wealth, whatever, you're going to ground to meet these people, then you will have a life transformation. Then only your life will change and you want to do bigger things. And because of this sex worker that I met, 60-year-old plus lady that I met, I was praying, what can I do? I was praying every day. I was praying, what can I do to make long-term changes? I just don't want to just give them food, but does not solve their problem even for 1 or 2 days. So the answer that I got was I met a friend, one of my seniors now. She attended a social entrepreneurship course, workshop in Magic Malaysian Global Innovation and Creativity Center in Cyberjaya. So they have a 3 months incubator, social enterprise incubator, where we learn about how to actually operate a social enterprise. So when I attended the course, it was amazing. All the knowledge that I got was totally opposite of what the world is, how the world is running, how the model of the world is running. Like for example now, 2 sides of the story, right? One is the big corporations who earn a lot of money, the Fortune 500 companies who are making a lot of money, but they don't do social work. For example, maybe they do have their once a year CSR, right? But it's not long term. It's just showing face, if you know what I mean. They just show face, they show a big check, but it does not create long term impact for the children. For example, orphanage, right? Orphanage, the children that's in orphanage, a lot of them, when they come out of the orphanage, they don't have their own bank account. Some of them, they don't even have proper documentation. So who's going to help them? When they come out, they don't have proper work, they can't work, they don't have a bank account, they don't have any money to start business. So only if you go down to the ground, you see all this, then you'll be able to think of how can I find solutions for this. So that incubator, so after I set my own social enterprise. So from there, that's what we have been doing. We focus a lot, because our area is a positive mindset change, right? Maybe some of you might know my story. In 2006, I was homeless in a foreign country, right? And I did not plan to be homeless, right? 2006, a foreign country, did business failed, tried to get a job, I couldn't get a job, and then one thing led to another, I became homeless, right? And it was the most challenging time in my life. I was sleeping on the cold floor, absolutely no mattress. I had only coins in my pocket, right? But some of you may ask, how did I survive with all this? It's actually through having a right belief, having positive mindset change, and having the knowledge to get out from where I am. I was making calls using coins at the paper, and then because I have so much faith, because I've learned from different mentors, I was into self-development, I just continue adding value and be on the high vibration. When I'm on the high vibration, the law says I will attract same things, positive things, same things on the same high vibration, right? So somehow, I tell you, in the 2 months I was homeless, total strangers will come up to me and just give me money or give me food. And I totally don't know that. I'm not standing in the corner. I stayed in the mosque actually. I'm not staying in the corner with a bowl asking for money. I'm just doing my normal things. I'm doing, when time for prayers, I do my prayers. When nobody's there, I just use my coins and whatever. I had my phone that time, my mobile phone, the old one, not even a smartphone yet, just to SMS to ask for jobs appointments. So after 2 months, I actually managed to get out. So the reason why I'm sharing my homeless story to you guys, right? It's not because I want to get sympathy, or it's not that I want to just share for the sake of sharing, but it's actually the lessons that I learned by being homeless is actually amazing lessons that I will not be able to learn in any university or in school, no matter how much I pay for it. Right? The first is having faith, right? That all of us, we are created for a purpose. Whatever happens in our life, there is a purpose, and it's directly linked to what you'll be doing in the future. So if whatever hardships that you go through, if you are patient and you push through it, right, it will lead you closer to your purpose. But most people, they don't even know their purpose. So how do you reach your purpose if you don't even know your purpose? So first, know your purpose, your why. What are you meant to do on earth, right? You might not find the answer straight away, but if you continue to add value to others, the answer will come, right? And then the second thing that I learned is to have compassion for others. When I was learn to have compassion, where I know how hard it is. One of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing now, social enterprise, doing my work, is sometimes it can get very tiring. But I do it because I've been there. I know how hard it is. All these homeless people that I met, right? Sometimes 10, 15 years homeless, can you imagine? 10, 15 years with family, can you imagine? If you go to Chowkit in Malaysia, right? In Chowkit, some of you are maybe from different countries, right? Or if you go to Chowkit in Jalan Tengku Rama, where people shop in the morning, right? It's nice place to shop, textile, everything that you want, you can shop there. At night, when the shops are closed, all around the lane, there's homeless people sleeping at the alley, at the sidewalk, can you imagine? And we have met people with mother and father with children, with babies in the area. And then we actually met them, we asked them, how do you actually get to be in this situation? We have met doctors who were homeless before because they made simple mistakes in their life, right? So, like for me, my question is, we as a community, we as citizens of the earth, right? Don't tell me we just want to close a blind eye and not do anything about it. So for me and Munshida, that's why we started doing our social enterprise, because we know there's 1,001 problems in the world. It cannot be solved by any one person. We must collaboratively work together to achieve this goal of ours, is eradicating poverty, eradicating poverty of the body, mind, heart and spirit, because we find that physical poverty is one area which is quite bad, but also the worst is actually poverty of the mind, the heart and the spirit. When you don't have all this combination, then that's why you see all the chaos in the world, all the wars happening, because people don't have this. They have poverty. They are not, like they're saying, they don't know what they don't know, right? So okay, the last part is I talk about the how, right? Upgrading your competence, your skills, and then doing things to give back to the community. It's your time, your money, but preferably you do both, because like in my experience, doing both, giving your money and going to the ground to see all these people who are facing hardships, refugees, homeless people, it will actually, it's amazing transformation. You don't have to go to spend so much money in site development, seminars. You go down to the ground and you visit these people. It's a automatic transformation, right? I got this another time. I got this when I went to Cambodia. I didn't plan to tell this story, but maybe as a lesson learned, right? I actually did a few years. I did work in Cambodia, so I went to Cambodia and I went to the villages there, like our kampong, right? Like if Malaysia, that's kampong, right? And I was shocked. It's like entering a totally different planet. Can you imagine? It's like a different planet, because in Cambodia, the villages have no water and they have no electricity, right? And then I asked myself, right? What if, right, in the middle of the night, right, I need to go to the toilet, right? What am I going to do? Right? So that kind of difficulty is what these people of Cambodia, day after day, they had to go through. So when we went there, it actually changed my whole life. But what touches me the most is, we went there, right? It was during the fasting month. We had our breakfast over there. That the people, the villagers, they do not eat until we eat. Can you imagine? They're all hungry. They fast as well, but they don't eat. They don't eat until we eat. And everything that you can think of, there's chicken, there's beef, there's fish, whatever is on outside there. So my friend said was, these people cannot even afford to eat all these things. They do all this because guests came and they all among themselves collect money and to serve us as guests, right? Sometimes I'm sad to say, right? Maybe it's my own perception. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't even see this in the rich community, the multimillionaire. Maybe there are, of course there are, but in my experience, I don't see that kind of unity, that kind of heart among even the rich community. Maybe I haven't been around enough, but the poor people, because they have been through hardship, they have that humbleness to serve others. So it's good once in a while to go down and meet the people who are in poverty, who are facing hardships, right? Then you'll be able to understand. So the last part of my sharing today is about how can we actually achieve this, getting abundance, success and recognition long term. It's not about self. It's actually about adding value to others. Then you'll be able to get this. When you let go the need to get everything for yourself and just let go and give to others, you will still get for yourself and you also will give to others. That is actually the formula that many people also don't know, which I learned the hard way as well. So how do you get long term is, you must be able to have the attitude of, I want to do the best that I can in my life. I want to have the best life, not just in terms of material, but I want to add value. I want to create social impact all around the world. That kind of mindset, where that giving mindset, that abundant mindset, I want to be able to use whatever time that I have on this earth to be able to add value to others, versus just being comfortable in my own house, in my own work. You know, I'm happy, I get good money, I eat well, but there's also other people out there that is suffering. They don't even have food to eat. So when we have that kind of attitude, then we will attract all this. I'm telling you seriously, like for me and Mushida, we never, last year Mushida won the Best Personal Brand Award as a life transformer. And tell you seriously, she doesn't even ask for it. She has been doing so much hard work, adding value to others, right? Sometimes when you add value to others, you don't see the results, you know. It's like, it's very painful. Sometimes you help others, people don't acknowledge you. It's okay, never mind. And the worst is people even put you down when you try to help them. That's one thing, right? And then you do good things in your business. I think some of you maybe can relate. Nobody acknowledges you for what you do, and it's very painful, because sometimes as a human being, you want to be recognized. It's a fundamental human need that you want to be recognized, but people don't acknowledge you. They don't even say good things. But the moment you do bad things, everybody come and pounce on you and bamboo you and say bad things to you. But when you do good things, nobody says anything, you know. So the world is in such a way that our education system is so, is how to say, for me it's topsy-turvy, it's upside down, that the education that we get from our childhood to as we go into adult is all opposite from the universal laws, the human nature is totally opposite. So one of our goals, me and Mushida, is to create changes in the how mindset. The education system is a long struggle, because we actually, when we want to create changes worldwide, impact, especially in terms of self-development, education, is actually going against the tide. You know, it's like swimming together with the sharks, and anytime the shark can just come and pounce on you. Because when we started, they don't like what we do, because they feel threatened. They feel that we are trying to do things that changes their business, it changes their business. Our intention is just to help those who are in need, those who really need, those who are okay with what you have. You are rich and you well off. It's okay. You can be happy with your life. We are perfectly okay. But we are looking at those people who they don't choose to be there. Like for me, when I was homeless, I don't choose to be homeless. There are people that I met homeless, refugees. They don't choose to be refugees, but they had to run away from the country because of war. If you see your relatives, your children, whatever, get killed in front of your own eyes, right? Can you live with it? Of course, if a war happens in your country, you must want to run away. You want to leave. So the refugees who come to Malaysia, example, 150,000 refugees who come to Malaysia. Can you imagine? They cannot work. The children cannot go to public school. So who's going to help them? Who's going to give education to them? You know. So what we do, like for us, we find long-term solutions in terms of education, giving the right education, and we work with other entrepreneurs to provide the skill-based and also like vocational skills. For example, let me give you an example, right? We did a program for Syrian refugees now Syria is in war, right? They ran here, and we met some of them in 2015. Hassan and his family, they came to our baking class, and they were doing baking, and we actually got to know them personally, right? They are already 6-7 years here, still on transit. Still don't know what's going to happen to them. Are they going to move to another country or whatever it is? So what we did was we actually do programs, monthly programs for the refugees, for the low income, where we focus a lot. You always have to have this combination: mindset change. They need skill base, right? And they need a platform for them to be able to get out from where they are. So we took neuro-linguistic programming and all this, and we have been through it. So we teach the mindset part, and then we work with other entrepreneurs who can teach skills. All right. So if any of you who have skills that you want to teach to this category of people, they absolutely cannot afford to pay. So what we do is our social enterprise, we have a One Help One model, where our One Help One model is for every training, for every events that we conduct, we will channel our profit to do programs for these people who totally cannot pay. They come to the program for free, right? So what we do with them is, we tell them, okay, we will help you. You don't have to pay anything right now, right? But when you are successful, we want you to contribute back to your community. We want you to add value to your community. So that's what we do. We tell the refugees, and when we do the program. So one of our amazing success story is Hassan. Hassan is a teen Syrian refugee, right? We met him in 2015 in our baking class. So he was amazing, because what we do is what we have learned in our journey of helping others, right? Not everybody wants to be helped. Sorry to say, but some people, they just are happy where they are. They don't to take action, so we can't help them. We must help. We only can help people who want to meet us halfway, and they want to do something. They're hungry to change their life. Then we only can help. So now what we do is we identify potential leaders, people who have a spark in them. They have that drive to get out. So we actually met Hassan. Hassan family is amazing. But let me just talk about Hassan, because Hassan is considered as our, not even ours, it's actually his success story, but I just shared the story, right? What we did was, Hassan was a very charming, very funny boy. When he came, he was singing in the class, he was baking, he was happy with all the rest, he was very entertaining. And Hassan, he can speak fluent Malay and English, right? And tell you, when he came to Malaysia in 2012 or 13, he was zero base. He does not know Malay or English, but he learned from scratch. He was bullied, he was looked down upon, but he learned the hard way. He worked and blend with the local people and learned Malay and English. And that's how he learned. And what we did was, we saw that Hassan actually has a pattern. Right? He has a pattern of, one day I'm on top of the world, I want to create success, I want to impact others, I want to create impact and benefit others. One side of Hassan, but on one side of Hassan, right, he also has because Hassan actually, when he was 1 year in a war-torn country, he actually saw his relatives, friends get killed in front of his own eyes. Right, they were playing with the children, they're playing. A bomb came to the area. Hassan blacked out, and when he woke up, he found out that his cousins, his childhood friends, all died in the bomb. He's the only one that survived. So then his father, out of fear, took his family, ran to Malaysia, and they stayed in Malaysia. So Hassan, what we did was, we recognized that if you like prolong this pattern of self-destruction, like thought of destruction, you can become a mental health issue, and also it can be suicidal. So because we have seen this before, people commit suicide because of mental health issues. So we identified that in Hassan, and we said, okay, Hassan, we will sponsor you in our How to Be a Great Communicator program, because Hassan dreamed to become a teacher, a speaker. So we have a module where we actually help people to become trainers, speakers, right? We have a module that they can learn. So after Hassan attended our program, it was an amazing breakthrough. I'm not saying that our program is the best in the world, but we do our best to create value, add value. But Hassan had an amazing breakthrough after going to, what we did was to make it easy for you to understand, like a computer, right? A computer, if at the beginning programming stage you put in the wrong code, and there's also virus, the whole computer will have glitches. When you try to play the game, you will have glitches, right? And the computer won't function. Same with us human beings, and we have a negative programming, which is 0 to 6 years, negative environment. Then when we grow up, our actions will also be negative. So Hassan went through that. So we did to make it reformatting, throwing all the virus out of his system, and then reprogramming all the positive things, things that he wanted versus things that he did not want. So Hassan had amazing breakthrough. He started his own language center for refugees, teaching Malay, English, and French. He started his own Al Hassan Volunteer Network, and recently he won Best Story of the Year award. And recently he became a TEDx speaker. Yeah. If you see the criteria of becoming a TEDx, it's not easy. There's quite a strict criteria to become a TEDx speaker, right? But he actually, from his situation where he was negative, suicidal, and all this, he actually managed to come out of all that. And one of the reasons why I see why he came out, why the other refugees in the community, they're not bad people, but they're still stuck, is because Hassan, he is willing to learn, accept people's advice. If he does wrong thing, I tell Hassan, I think you're doing something wrong, you need to change. He changes, and he's willing to invest in himself, self-development, he's ever to improve himself. And Hassan is a very giving person. He adds value. Hassan actually started his own volunteer network, and I tell you now, he's doing more charity work than us. Right? We are doing, of course, we are still going to the ground, but because we are focusing a lot on business, social enterprise, creating value, Hassan is doing more charity work. So we are looking for more people like Hassan to identify. We have found a few, right? We want to bring in, but doing alone is not enough. Like our time also is maxed out doing business, helping the people that's having challenges. So we want to work now. Currently, what we do is we are looking for partnerships and collaboration. Those who have either you have time, you volunteer, you have resources that you want to contribute, you have knowledge that you want to contribute. We welcome all kinds of contribution, but the only thing is we ask is come from a space of sincerity, no personal agenda. I come because I want to help the people, refugees, homeless, low income family. Is there are the priority? It's not about us. It's not about us trying to get a name or recognition. It's about helping them. And I tell you, the recognition will come along the way, right? Along the way that we don't ask for recognition, but we were featured in the media. Mushida got personal best brand award. It's because of all this adding value without expecting anything in return when we help others. So to end the session, right? This Saturday, we're actually doing a program in Singapore. Right? It's called Be an Award-Winning Brand, Love, Respect, Networking High Tea. The reason why we actually start this networking high tea, because we noticed was there's a lot of platforms out there. You know, they have networking sessions, business, where people go and visit their partnerships, their collaboration, they give cards, and then they do business deals, which is perfectly okay. We do that all the time as well. But there's not many platforms that actually supports people who want to do good things, like they want to contribute positive social impact. There's not many, right? Like a lot of places that we go to, it's all hard selling. I'm trying to sell my product to you, my service to you. I'm trying to get something from you. But we created this networking event, which we're going to do every month. This month in Singapore, next month in Malaysia, and then the next month we are doing in Jakarta. And then by next year we plan to go global. That means outside of Asia, Europe, people has actually asked us to do social programs. They're asking us, how do we actually do it? We don't have capital, we don't have investors, we from zero, but we can still create a very positive impact. I feel that it's not different anyway, but it's just from the heart. We really want to help others because we actually have been through it. Right? We have been to the low of the low, you know, and then we know exactly how it feels, and we know that without the proper education, the knowledge, the mindset, these people will always be stuck in that cycle of poverty. Like the saying, the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. It's not that none of these people are bad people, but it's just that they have different mindset. The rich have a mindset of attracting more abundance, and the poor have a mindset of attracting more poverty. So it's just about switching, and they don't know about this. That's why we need to be able to. So what we're doing is we set up this platform where one thing is people can meet up, network on people, like-minded people who want to contribute to the social impact. They can network, they can collaborate by all means, or they can they will know what we do, our social enterprise, what we plan to do. What we plan to do is we plan to do events and training all over the world. So our model is one help, one model. So everywhere we go, we not only do training and events that make money, right? But we actually are taking the percentage of the profit and impacting the community in the area. For example, one of my plans that I have is in July, I've been invited to speak in a regional business summit as on our panelists talking about social enterprise. So in that same time in Batam, we are planning to do a networking program. At the same time, we are doing a baking class for the one village called Pasar Jodoh Village, which the people that are very poor. If you see our FB, that we have an album where you see their place, their village is actually they're living on rubbish. All below is they made of wood, the houses. Below is rubbish, and it's very unhygienic. It's very bad situation. So we are thinking of getting them to be an example of people who learn skills, learn positive mindset change, and they can get out of that poverty. So we are actually adopting them to try this thing to see whether it works or not. Of course, we know it works in Malaysia, but we're trying to see whether it works in a different culture, a different place. So we're working with the locals to create changes, find the leaders, and then they create changes. So for us, everywhere we go in the world, we are actually creating impact, social impact, not just for the people that can pay for seminars, that can attend trainings, but also those people who can pay for training, for education. So we are impacting community. So that's our goal. It's a very uphill and very challenging, but for us, this is our legacy that we want to live, right? We don't know how long we're going to live in this world. So like for us, we want to be able to get out of comfort zone and create this impact, because as you know, if you see around the world, right, things are getting from bad to worse, right? So things are getting from bad to worse if we don't do anything about it, right? So don't tell me we want to wait until our children suffer from all these things. So for me, if I leave the world, no matter, even if I do, the change doesn't happen in my lifetime, but I do it I see changes in my children. My daughter Munira, she wants to become a trainer as well, and she gets changes, and she does charity work and continues our legacy, and other people that's collaborating with her continue the legacy. That for me, that would be amazing. Right, so I really want to invite all of you to actually come to our program, the Be Award-winning brand, Love Respect Network Haiti. We will share about our social enterprise, what we do, our upcoming programs. At the same time, we actually have collaborated with Andrew Chow. Right, Andrew Chow is an award-winning entrepreneur. He has author of best-selling books. Right, the reason why I'm telling all this is not to up him so much, but actually to tell you that he is actually also same mindset as us. He also want to create a positive social impact. He's a very giving, abundance person. So he actually will be talking about awards in November this year, which will be held in Malaysia and also in Singapore. So this personal brand awards is about people, maybe they don't have billion-dollar businesses, they don't have big time, whatever it is, but they are actually creating impact in their community. So there are 8 criteria. So as to be nominated, you only need 3 criteria. So Andrew will be sharing about these 8 criteria and how you can be nominated. So he'll be sharing there. So it'd be nice to come and to listen, and maybe, okay, for me, if I go there and I see maybe I don't meet the criteria for this year, maybe I can work towards it for the next year to meet the criteria. Then I can go in the process of being nominated and also go to the judging part. I might get the personal brand awards, right? Or if I know somebody who is doing good work, but they're not in the community, like they are doing so good work, but people don't really care about them because they don't seem to be sweet. It doesn't seem so important, like they're not earning big bucks, but they're doing good work. They also can qualify for the personal brand award. Because it's not about money, having sales, $1 million sales. It's about the impact that they create, right? So if you go there during this Saturday from 3 to 6, we're doing a middle road. I will text the link after this, after I finish this talk. Right? You can come 3 to 6, network, hear from Andrew, hear from Mushida. Okay, Mushida has her own amazing story, which I will end the session by sharing her story before we end. Mushida won the personal best brand award as a life transformer last year, and one of the criteria of why she won the award was doing social work and creating impact. And that's why she actually won the award as well, one of the criteria. So after Mushida won the award, it was amazing, right? It did not happen overnight, but after we slowly, right, after almost 6 months and plus, she attracted so many opportunities, like people call her to speak on speaking engagements, training. And the amazing thing is we also get a lot of training, right? Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, but it's on a topic that we don't really talk about. Mushida doesn't talk about. Mushida talks about positive mindset, change, customer service, on personal brand, which is a totally new area for us. But because when you win the award, it's not about winning the award per se, but it's actually about being an authority, getting the right, because you are being recognized not by yourself. You don't judge yourself, but people judge you. You meet the criteria, so you're actually meeting that criteria and having the authority to talk. And so it's amazing. She's getting training, unexpected training job from who we don't know who they are. They just call us, Mushida, can you come to JB to do training? Can you go to Sabah to do a thing on personal branding and all that? And then we even use our own Love and Respect brand name, And recently, amazing was she did training for one of the biggest company in Malaysia, right? She was going for the tender and she actually met the people there, and it was very stringent process, very strict, because the company has actually bad experience with past trainers, so they were quite wary and they were quite strict, So Mushida went through, but she just shared about what she did, won the personal brand award, and because of that, she actually won the tender, and she did the first training, I think last week, and now they are doing giving her another 6 sessions to do for the entire company. And because this company has a lot of chains in Malaysia, right? I won't be surprised in the future they will ask her to do training for the whole companies, different companies in Malaysia, right? So that is actually the power of winning an award, getting recognition, attracting abundance and opportunities. It's actually it's not being selfish when you want all this. It's actually something that if you do good work and you add value, actually you deserve to be recognized. You deserve to have wealth. You deserve to do good things. But you must come from a space of having the right purpose and the right intention. So thank you very much everybody for actually taking the time, like so many people watching and taking the time to listen. I'm very touched, because for me, I don't really share a lot of on camera, because I'm quite camera shy, but But I'm trying to do this because I'm getting out of my comfort zone as well, because I want to be able to add value. So I just do it, right? Sharing from the heart. I have no script, absolutely no. There's no script. I just talk from the heart. I know what I'm going to say, and I just say it, right? So I really encourage you to come to our event this Saturday, 3 to 6 p.m. I would love to meet up with you again, catch up with you, and let's see how we actually can collaborate. Because what I notice is the more people that collaborate and do social programs, social events, the more impact that we can create. Right now, when I go to seminars, right, I meet all the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. They talk about Branson, to all these people, right? They talk about collaboration versus competing. So now the world is going to an era, an age of collaboration versus competition. So even you might be in the same industry, like if I'm a trainer, I have other trainers, coaches, it doesn't matter. Why not we collaborate? You have your own strength, you have your own knowledge. Why not we collaborate and we do something together and do on impact on the bigger scale? Because for me, I'm limited to one topic. For example, I do on positive mindset change. But if you can talk about financial mindset, you can talk about other topics which these people can benefit from, then by all means, meet up with me at the event. Let's catch up. Let's sit down together and let's discuss on how we can create more impact around the world. So that's what we want to do. We want to be able to move from now we do in Malaysia, we do in Singapore, then next 1 or 2 months Batam, then I've got requests to do a social enterprise in India and then in Europe. So we want to be able to set an education hub where everywhere we go, we open the world, we have an education hub where people from all walks of life can learn from. The people who can pay, they pay for it. That will cover the cost for people who cannot pay. Then they also get education. So that's what we're going to do. But when we look back at the enormity of the whole work, we know that we can't do it alone. So we're asking more people to come in, collaborate. You come into the program, you see for yourself. There's no there's no obligations. There's no force. It's just coming to see the event, have an open mind. If you feel that you want to collaborate, fine. If you don't want, it's totally okay with us. We are still friends. We will still be contacting each other, So yeah, so with that, I'd like to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart for actually taking your time to listen and listening to me. I tend to do that sometimes when I'm very passionate about an area. I can go on and on talking about it. So sometimes I limit myself, but I just hope that you have benefited from my sharing and you have, that it gives you some kind of realization that, what can we do? Maybe something that you don't know in the past, but you want to do now and you want to collaborate, right? Let's think of long term. Let's think how that we can do long term. Like for example, like if we see examples of countries in the past who has been through war, like Japan, all this, but they all stick together. Even Singapore is an amazing country who, starting from no resources, nothing, they don't have any natural resources, but because of leadership, because of people on the ground working and collaborating, doing things, you can achieve so many things. So I feel that all this is actually a role model for us to follow. We don't take the bad things, right, but we take the good things, apply in our life, and then we add value to others by teaching them, adding value, create an ecosystem where the ecosystem is actually benefiting everybody. It's not just us, but everybody in the ecosystem, whether it's the manufacturer, it's the provider, it's the customer, it's the people involved, people in the lower level, leadership, everybody gets benefited from this ecosystem. So that's what we're going to create. Maybe some of you might not understand because it's a very big picture, but I'm trying to share as an introduction, right? So, okay. Again, thank you very much, right? Hope to see you this Saturday. For those who are in Singapore or JB, you want to come by. So for those in Malaysia, we're actually doing a program in Malaysia as well next month. So the program will be, it's always the same model, the same modus operandi where we do a public program for the public. Then either sponsor people from the low income to go to the program, or we will channel our profits to do a program for the low income and the marginalized communities. Like in Malaysia, we're planning to do a cooking class for the refugees, so they can learn cooking, then they can start their own business, cooking from home, and then they can get some income. And if they show promise, we might even help them to find investors to create a business. So once they are having business, they have an entrepreneur mindset, then they don't have to rely on the UNHCR card, because the moment they are relying on the UNHCR card, they cannot work, they cannot go to public school. But if they are an entrepreneur, they revoke their card and they become entrepreneur, they just have to pay a certain amount for business visa, working permit, business visa, then they can actually get out of their poverty for long term. We want to get the refugees out of that victim mindset, the refugee mindset. They are not victims, but they are actually people with talent, dreams, strength, that they can use the strength, but only they need to be aware. So that's what we do. When we create them, we bring them to our program, they have awareness. Then when you have awareness, then only you can change. If you're not aware, right? You don't know what you don't know, then you cannot change. So it's up to not just me, but everybody that is aware. We must create awareness and help others who are not aware, so they can get out from whatever difficulty or challenge that they face, right? So with that, I like to end my sharing. Thank you very much, everybody. Have an amazing day. If you like, after this, if you like to PM me personally and talk and chat, I would love to hear from you, right? Sorry I couldn't mention names today because a lot of people watching, I couldn't really interact, but I'll try to do better in the next session. Please feel to PM me if you are free in Singapore, Saturday 3 to 6 p.m. Come and me, let's have a chat. Let's see how we can collaborate, right? So, okay, thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day, right? I pray for you guys, sending love and respect to you guys, sending a lot of prayers so that all of us will have abundance and success. And with that abundance and success, we will be able to create massive social impact in the world and live in the world that we deserve to live in. Our generations deserve to live in, because all of us, we are special and we have that right to live in the best environment, in the best world possible versus what we see now in the world. Right? Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.